children at Gyinyaase over the weekend. Very, very, very sad situation right there.
Yeah, so the story reads, fire kills mother and 3 children at Gyinyaase.
Yeah.
And the story done by Emmanuel Bright.
Yeah.
The details.
Yeah, so Linda Ajiman is the mother. She worked as a nurse at the Kumasi South Hospital. And she and her 3 children, ages between 7 and 14, died after they were trapped in their bedroom apartment. So the fire is reported to have occurred in the early hours of Saturday. And then, the blazing, obviously destroyed the house and other properties contained in it. And as other tenants also narrowly escaped, I understand some of them had various, degrees of injuries and are receiving treatment. So one witness, he says, my wife woke me up around 3:30 a.m. to inform me about the fire. I rushed to the scene and heard the children screaming for help. While attempting to break the door, I heard a loud explosion from the kitchen area. I suspect it may be a gas cylinder. Another person joined me to try breaking the window area to take the children out, but our attempt was not successful. This was a co-tenant. His name is Owusu George, and he was recounting this horrible incident to Bright. So firefighters arrived at the scene 10 minutes after they were called, but when they got there, I think the victims were already gone, and they couldn't save them. So after they were able to douse the fire, they found them burned beyond recognition. So the incident is adding up, like we said last week.
It's sad, and for me, it's the ages of the children, so between 7 and 14.
Yeah.
And I think yesterday when I saw the story, one of the things that came to mind was that there need to be a continuous fire education. And when you come to Facebook, the picture is there. It's just tragic, A mother and 3. I'm imagining what the man will be going through.
Yeah. So, it begs the question again. Safety measures in houses, the standards that we employ to make sure that these things don't happen again. In other places, in other jurisdictions, we know that you cannot build a house without installing fire detectors. It doesn't matter what class of house or building that it is, it must have fire detectors installed. So according to this story, it happened around 3 a.m. in the morning, so which means everybody was asleep. Imagine if there were fire detectors and the fire had started in the kitchen. Sorry, at least you could have gotten out, even if you can't save your house. Secondly, we have talked time and time again about finding escape routes in houses and buildings. Yet, still, nothing is being done.
Exit routes.
Exit routes. Professor Haji was here. He showed us his wonderful creation.
Even how to do the windows.
The windows. Nothing is being done again. So, are we going to, unfortunately experience this in the near future and come and sit here and talk about the same thing over again?
Because Leo, you see, I tried to do just a casual, research and the number of fires I'm reading. In fact, yesterday in Agoba, Accra, there was a fire. In Techiman, there was a fire. I mean, I've lost count of the number of fire incidents across the country. And for me, it tells you that the new Interior Minister, Muntakakwa, the Fire Service and Interior Ministry, right?
Yeah.
Himself and the chiefs of the fire service must sit down and properly go into the fires. What is happening? If it's domestic fire, then we target some kind of education. Maybe you don't put. For me, one of the things I've realized it's happened to me. My tap, the shower is not working. So when I bath in there. So I put it in a bucket and I bath in my washroom. I realize that often when I leave the tap on, I forget and I even come to work. So imagine I go home normally at 4-5. The tap is on, right? It may flood my place. So what I realized now, when I use the tap in the morning, I don't open it up because I may forget, right? That is something I've personally done.
To make sure that you don't make that mistake again.
Yes, because normally when I leave it on, my co-tenant will hear because of the flash of the water and off the main water system or something like that. So we need to do a lot of fire education. Charlie, a mother and 3 children. It's sad. It's sad. The man will be traumatized for life.
Yeah.
Sports is happening, but before sports, let me tell you about Pepsodent. They say that every time we eat, food and sugars are trapped between our teeth, leading to tooth decay, gum disease, and in some instances, foul